I'm going to install a mini fridge. Check this out. Big, basically useless cubby there. You do it the, get it at night. I'm not supposed to turn this thing on. Boom, fridge, just like that. In your Tesla. Who would have thought? Hey everyone, so an actual refrigerator for your Tesla. Seems crazy, but yeah, check it out. Put it in the back of your Model Y, Juniper. You saw the intro there. It takes like 10 minutes to put this thing in. Plugs right into the accessory outlet, no tools. Looks pretty good back there. It only takes up that cubbyhole space, so it's like integrates just really well. It can hold a lot more than I thought. It's got like a funny shape to it, but anyway, we'll get into it. I throw all kinds of stuff in there, cans, some bottles, 2 liter, things like that, just to give you an idea of what this thing holds and try to take some measurements in there too. All the links are below, and remember the discount code TESLAMARK. It will always save you the most amount of money and works in all the best places. So we're gonna do all the usual. Quick unboxing, show you all the different parts in here, what it comes with. We go through an install, again, very simple. So then we go through the basics, show you some of the features, how to adjust the temperature setting, Celsius, Fahrenheit, things like that. I test out, there's a low, like a quick chill mode. We kind of run a test throughout the whole thing just to watch to see how fast this thing can chill. How far will it go down to? It will actually go below 0, right? It will go sub-freezing. We discuss power usage and the accessory mode that we have in the Teslas now that help leave everything on, but then, that is going to eat up more power overall in your car. The refrigerator on its own is only supposed to use 500 watts a day, so that's really not that much. I stuff a bunch of cans of soda in there, some Gatorade bottles, 2 liter bottle, things like that, just to give you a feel for what this thing can really hold. And of course, how noisy is it? You don't want something super noisy right in the back of your car. And well, I'll tell you right off the bat, it's not noisy at all, right? But I run it, and you'll hear it from the back of the car, the front of the car, and you'll hear for yourself. This thing is like so cool. I've carried around like a little cooler in my car before with ice in it. Eventually it melts, right? It's not long term. This is long term, right? It's really cool to have an actual refrigerator in your car. All right, let's get going. Cool, cool. All right, check it out, guys. Not a ton of parts. This is going to go into that, that cavity that things just kind of generally fall into now. This goes on top of it, and that's the fridge. And then you got your different trays. I think this is just like a cleaning cloth. All right, in here there's really just a few things. User manual. This is just a decorative cover, no big deal. And then these 2 things, they're just basically going to lock this lower storage area into the upper part there. We'll get into that during the install. But yeah, that's it. I mean, this install should be like 10 minutes. Big, basically useless cubby there. It's like a little slot right here. What I did was put this in here so that I could keep the Velcro from fighting me. And then I pushed on the door, held the inside tub towards me so that I could push then the top to lock in back here. Okay, now these 2 guys, these go down. These go down in here like this. If you do it, get it at 90. And then what that does is lock the top to the bottom. We're gonna put this nice cover on there. Boom, fridge, just like that. So I'm gonna hold this down for 3 seconds. Off. Back on. And after doing some calibration, then it kicks on and actually runs. And the blue ring also means that the compressor is running, and you can hear the fan going at the same time. All right, let's make an adjustment here. So when you turn it just like this, nothing happens. Now that I push on it, display is much brighter. So, all right, so you push it in, and then you can make adjustments anywhere from -6 degrees Celsius to, I think it'll go like way into heating mode here. All right, 20 degrees. That's not exactly heating mode. That's more like room temperature. But let's super chill this thing. Oh, that's right. So -6 is the lowest actual temperature setting, Celsius. You kick it down though from there and it goes into low mode. Low mode will run this thing basically full blast for 2 hours straight in order to get it like super cool. And actually, I can hear the fan maybe turning up a little bit more powerfully. It's gotten a little bit louder. So I'm going to leave it on low mode and just see how quickly this thing goes. You know, right now we're at 11 degrees Celsius, and I'm also going to show you how to convert this to Fahrenheit for all of you Americans out there, you know, like me. All right, to change from Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa, you have to get it into engineering mode, and actually you hold the button down, turn this to the left 180 degrees. Okay, now you're in engineering mode, and we want to get to F4. And then by turning the knob, it goes from Celsius to Fahrenheit. And then we just sit here for 5 seconds and it should store that in there. And now let's turn it back on. And we are in Fahrenheit. Okay, now let's get this back into low mode and let it continue to cool. And this is in the manual, by the way, on this page here, what you can change, all kinds of different parameters, but most of these you are not going to need to touch, nor will you want to. All right, so let's try eco mode. You should be able to tap the screen. Oh, you know what? I don't think it's going to work in low. So let's give it to like we have it setting for a normal temperature. Then, while it's blinking, hold this down for 3 seconds. And it'll go into eco mode. So if you have it in low, where it's trying to super cool, it won't go into eco mode. Otherwise, we can get it into eco mode and it will keep everything cool, and but just not use quite as much energy. So let's get this back though into low mode. Oh, I turned it off. That was a mistake. Let me turn this back on. All right, so let's get it back into low. There we go. The car will go into, it will shut off, okay? Everything will shut down. There is a way to keep the accessories on though, which I have done now. So I lost track of the time because I'm not sure exactly when the car shut down on me, but we've got a good 25-30 minutes of cooling it down to get it to 31 degrees. And we'll see if we can get it any lower. It's still pretty warm out though. It's maybe 80 degrees or so, and if you're driving around in your car, you know, it's typically going to be about 72 degrees. It will be easier to for the refrigerator to keep things cool. So here, if we go into charging, they added this new keep accessory power on, and we want to keep that on for the refrigerator. Keep in mind though, if you keep this on all the time, your car will be using more energy, not just for the for this refrigerator, but you know, the car, more things will stay on and use more power. So keep that in mind. If you don't need the refrigerator to stay on, keep that off. So yeah, the refrigerator though should not be using much power. They say, I think it's 500 watts for every day or something like that. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's actually a very small amount of power that refrigerator uses. Check it out, 25 degrees, 25 degrees. Let's see what it looks like in here. I see some frosty. Oh yeah, it's like ice. Oh yeah, that is cold. Wow, nice. Okay, now what we're going to try to do is fit some of our basic stuff in here. Believe it or not, I didn't have like a water bottle, standard water bottle. What the heck happened? But we got some Gatorade, non-alcohol, that's it's non-alcoholic. Sprite, we're going to throw 2 liter in there and just see how many cans we can get in there, okay? Let's check this out. Now, we've got different trays and things. Where did that one tray go? Here it is, this tray. So you want to get super organized, okay, but we want to just like fill it up. Let's see what we can do. Keep in mind, when you've got this cargo tray in here, cargo mat, you're gonna kind of mess with the door opening here a bit. You know, that's the price you pay, all right? I guess you could trim that a bit, but you know, not a big deal, I don't think. All right, so let's take everything out of here in terms of organizing. And let's see what we can stack in there. 2 liter. Man, I don't know. I don't know if this is going in. Look at this sucker's huge. Oh, wow. Kind of no problem. Oh, this, by the way, you leave this door open for like 10 seconds and you get this. I wanted to like show everybody that, and here we go. All right, check that out. You could fit at least, I mean, you're not going to fit two liters in there, but you've got a 2 liter, and you definitely have some more room for stuff. Let's see, you know, obviously you're going to get this, you're going to get a bottle in there. That's still touching the bottom, no problem. Give me. No problem still. Wow, man, that's pretty good. 4 cans, no, we got one down there. 5 cans of Coke, 2 Gatorades, and a 2 liter. That's a party, my friends. Oh, I forgot we got the O'Douls. Don't forget the O'Douls. You know, you gotta have that one guy. Don't want to make fun of that guy. Let's not make fun of that guy. Forgot about the O'Douls though. So yeah, that is pretty good. Let's see how many just straight cans of Coke we can get in there. All right, I had a few more cans at home, but I honestly didn't think that, I'm looking at them, I didn't really think they would all fit in there, even like, you know, 12. But you could easily get 12 in there, because like, look at all the space back here, you know, this is where you got the most room. Dang, that's a lot of stuff. All right, I'm more impressed with this. It's just such a weird shape that you don't think you're going to really be able to fit too much in there, but then it like expands as it goes up, and yeah, you know, it's hard to keep things super straight and organized again just because of the shape, but wow, yeah, it really fits a lot of stuff in there. And it gets like really cold, obviously, you know, keep opening it up, but yeah, we had this thing below 0. All right, trying to take some measurements all the way to the bottom to back there. It's maybe 12.5 inches, but there's more room up front here. It's having a hard time keeping the tape at the bottom and the front. It is like 15 inches though to the top of the bottom there. So that is, it's kind of deeper than you think. Here we've got about 9.5 or, you know, 9.5 inches or so at the front. Back there, you know, it gets pretty slim, maybe 5-6 inches in the back. But yeah, it's just such a weird shape. All right, so I'm losing track of time here a little bit, but with the car open outside, it was maybe 84 degrees, sunny. It easily got down to 50 degrees. I think then the accessories powered the car off, came back out, checked on it, and then got the accessory power back on. And it pretty quickly, I would say in about 15 minutes, went from 50 degrees down to whatever it was, like 27 degrees. And again, now it's maybe 80 degrees outside. It is shady. The car was still wide open. So I think it really depends on the condition of your car. If your car is super hot, you have it out here in the sun, it's going to definitely cool it. It will definitely keep it cold, but you might not be able to get this down to freezing. I honestly don't know. I haven't tested it. If you're driving in the car though, you're going to have the car around, I don't know, 72 degrees or so. Yeah, you could easily get this thing to freezing pretty quickly. That would be no problem. So anyway, yeah, way better than not having a fridge. It's going to be way better than a cooler. A cooler's not actively keeping things cold. So yeah, this is pretty dang good. Okay, we have it running here. I hope you can see this. We got a lot of sun out here today, which is great, but we have it set for 16 degrees Celsius, and can you hear that running? That is pretty quiet, actually. That's not bad. You're right next to it here, too. All right, so I have the car completely closed up, and obviously, geez, right now it still says 85. I thought it was more like 80 degrees out here. It's like 85. So I'm going to turn this off. We can try to listen for the refrigerator in the back, but I'll tell you right now, this fan is on low, cooling down. I can hear some additional noise coming from the back, but it's kind of at the same level as the fan up here. It's almost like it's just a slightly different frequencies. I'm gonna put the camera right here at ear level, if you'll be able to hear that. So let me turn this off. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear that or not. It's a very faint noise either way, and that is set to low, so it's trying to like super cool right now. If you have it on eco mode, the fan's going to be going even slower. That's hardly noisy. If you're driving, there's no way you're going to hear that.